Good morning, welcome to What I Eat in a Day on WW. I'm starting off with my coffee, as always. I am just putting in 2 tablespoons of this creamer, and that makes it 1 point. I may or may not have a second cup. I just kind of wait and see how I feel after the first cup. So today is the last day that my daughter is home from school. She starts school tomorrow. I mean, very sad. Yeah, so we're just gonna be spending some time together as a family. I need to do some yoga and go for a walk. It's gonna be pretty low key and really just making sure that we get her in bed on time and have an outfit picked out and ready to pack lunch tomorrow, things like that. So it's a pretty exciting day for all of us. Just ignore all this. We have a small kitchen and it is full up with back to school food. So there's no more room in our pantry, so it gets put up there. I'm going to start with this. I did have 2 cups of coffee and I'm gonna have one of these small bars. They are 4 points if you want to try them. I love Kind bars and this is just a way for me to have one. Plus I'm gonna have a banana. We're gonna do Kodiak cake, pancakes and turkey sausage and stuff like that. Probably like around 11 and it's 9:30 now. So I just want something small to get me through because I won't be hungry at 11 if I eat something big now. So I'm gonna have this and then we'll get back when it's pancake time. Let's do some yoga. Okay, so yoga is done. I feel amazing after that. I think I'm gonna start incorporating that one into some of my mornings because it is really just a really chill stretch. I'll have that video linked below. It was yoga with Adrienne. Really love that. So I naturally get very, very tight when I start working out. My muscles, I'm not a flexible person, just naturally. So it's something I have to do to kind of fight against my body's own tendency to get really, really tight. Because that's when I get injuries, not to mention it just hurts to have your muscles that tense and tight. So yoga is a great way to do that, or just stretching in general. We are gonna have lunch/brunch. It's just now 11:15. I'm gonna do these Kodiak cakes. They are 4 points for 3 small pancakes. I'm going to do this turkey sausage. This is a point per link. So far, so I'm doing 2 links and it's gonna be 2 points. I think if you did 3 links, it'd be 4 points. So it goes up a little bit if you do 3. But I only want 2. I'm also going to do some eggs, which are a 0-point food for me. And I might add some blueberries into that Kodiak cake. Actually, I think I'm just gonna add it to the top. I'll show you how I make a blueberry syrup. How about that? That sounds really good. All right, let's get to cooking. So I have my Kodiak cakes here. I'm gonna make 2 batches. So that's gonna be 2 cups of batter, because I love freezing pancakes and just being able to pop them in the toaster. Especially great with kids going back to school. It's a great way to feed them quickly in the morning because there's no way in heck I'm making pancakes first thing in the morning. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not a morning person. Now you can add water to this, or you can do where you up the protein a little bit more. Since eggs are a 0-point food for me, I am gonna add the eggs, but I'm going to do almond milk instead of regular milk. I prefer cashew milk, but my store, they don't have it all the time, which is very sad. So because this is 2 batches, I'm doing 2 eggs. And that will be 1 1/3 cups of the milk. Now feel free to play with yours, add cinnamon, add pumpkin spice, add blueberries or strawberries. I'm gonna keep mine plain and I'll do the toppings as I warm them up. But play with your food. If you have a griddle, this is amazing because you can just knock out a whole bunch of them at one time and then be eating in like 10 minutes. And then just a little tip, I like that viscosity or how liquidy it is. It's not too thick, it's not too runny. But they recommend portioning it out into a 1/4 cup. So you can have 3 of the 1/4 cup servings of the batter. But if you have a ice cream scoop, most ice cream scoops are 1/4 of a cup, but it helps you clear out the spoon because you can use this lever to scoop and then lever it onto your griddle. So that's what we'll use to portion out our batter. Now I'm also going to make eggs. My husband will do 3 eggs, I'll do 2, and then we'll make 1 for my daughter, just in case, because she kind of, sometimes she'll do it, sometimes she won't. Okay, I've washed my hands. And now just a little tip, if you add salt now and then let it sit for at least 15 minutes, you'll have a lighter, fluffier egg. We like lots of pepper in ours. Try to stab all the yolks and then give it a scramble. I think the griddle gets too hot for eggs. I'm very finicky about my eggs. I don't like them cooked over a high heat. So I'll cook these inside while my husband is cooking the pancakes outside. If you have more points in your day, you can definitely do regular milk, and you can also add cheese to your eggs. Like once it's almost done cooking, add a bunch of cheese and it's delicious. Because I only get 21 points a day and I had way too much fun over the weekend, I'm gonna keep mine pretty simple. And then I don't do anything fancy to these. I just cook it according to the microwave instructions, which takes 3 links, cover in a paper towel for 30 to 40 seconds. So basically when everything else is done, I'll worry about these. We're about to throw stuff on the griddle, but I'm gonna go ahead and set out some blueberries. These are just frozen blueberries. I'm gonna put in a bowl big enough to hold the blueberries and some syrup. These will end up being microwaved, but I'm just getting them out now so they can start the process of thawing out. There is no recipe, just put however much you like. This will be enough for me and my husband. My daughter probably won't eat the blueberries. And then when we're cooking on the griddle, I actually love to use this tortilla warmer. Put a towel in there, and then as your pancakes come off, put them together and then put them in here. It's just a nice way to hold them and they can stay warm. So let's go to the griddle. I'm about to start cooking my eggs, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the microwave. I'm gonna start them at 30 seconds. I have my thing here. Now, if I had weeklies and stuff, I'd be using real butter on all of this because real butter always tastes better. However, I don't have weeklies. As in, I'm negative. Crumble cookies, going out to eat. I regret nothing. But just means I need to be a bit smarter the next day or two. I'm gonna have this on a medium heat because I don't want it to cook too fast. So once I start seeing some white underneath, I'll start using my spatula to scrape it up. I mean, it's a scrambled egg. You know how to do that. All right, this has cooked for 30 seconds. Now I'm gonna add some maple syrup. These are the same thing, they just changed the logo. I'm gonna finish this one off. I'm gonna have to put you down because this has not been opened yet. So I'm gonna add, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup to this, stir it around, and then cook it for another 30 seconds and see where we're at. Okay, so just enough that it's in a little hot tub of syrup. All right, this is the point. If you're adding cheese, you'd wanna do that. Well, there's mostly cooked, but there's still some runny bits. I'm actually gonna turn this heat off and let it finish cooking just like that. Yeah. Okay, take that off the heat. I have my blueberries. This ended up cooking for 1.5 minutes total. Just hit that 30 button 3 times, checking it in between. And you're gonna take a fork and just smash your blueberries. I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna use my fork to mash against the side, but I have to be able to hold the bowl to do that. So I'll see you once my plate is ready. The amount of batter we had should have made 4 servings of pancakes. So we did make them a little large. So I'm gonna have 2 instead of 3. Everyone's happy. closer. I don't know why I try to do things on camera. Normally mess it up. Y'all, if you listen to nothing else, listen on how to make that blueberry syrup. I am already full. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge and then I will warm it up later. I separate my pancakes with wax paper. Just kind of keep folding it up and to make sure there's a piece of wax paper in between each piece. And then put it into a freezer bag and you can freeze it and then you'll be able to pull individual pancakes out and put them in the toaster. Just in case you're wondering. We decided to go to the Fort Worth Arboretum. It's something we like to do. We're members of the Arboretum. We like gardens. I kind of feel like that's an old person thing, so it's probably my sign that I'm old. However, we want to get some steps. It's a beautiful place to get steps, and we can do it as a family. So we are going to pack some snacks. I have 6 or 7 points left. I've already added dinner into my calculator, plus I still have half a lunch that I didn't actually finish, that if I need to take out, I can. If I don't end up eating it. So I'm gonna pack some snacks because we do typically get hungry. You're really hot, you're walking around for a couple hours, so having something there is a good idea rather than trying to rely on whatever the little cafe they have that may or may not be open. We were going to go to the Arboretum, so I kept all my athletic clothes on just because we're gonna be walking and sweating, but someone convinced us to go bowling instead. So we are gonna go bowling and have a great time. We had a great time bowling. Now I'm gonna have a protein bar. Just walking, getting our steps. Nice area to pick up when there's a trash can on the side of the road. We have made it back all in one piece. I'm actually not too red, which is always exciting. I'm going to make some spaghetti for dinner with the 99% fat-free turkey. So let's get that going. I'm gonna show you how to do it with a little extra hidden vegetables in there. I'm probably gonna do a side salad. Ignore the sausage fingers when you see me chopping. It just happens when I walk in the heat. I'm okay, don't worry. Let's get to work. The first thing I do is put on my water to boil, and while that is warming up, I shred 1 zucchini and chop 1 small onion. Because spaghetti is one of those 0-point foods for me, the spaghetti itself actually is only 2 points because I use the 0-point turkey, since that's also a 0-point food for me. But this will be a little bit more than that because I'm gonna add a side salad. Now I just spray oil in my pan that I'm gonna cook my meat in. I add my turkey and onion and some seasonings, that's salt and pepper. I also like to add onion powder. Didn't realize I had opened the wrong side, so poured more than I intended. That's garlic powder. Then I break up the meat. Now I added chicken broth because I had some already open in my fridge, but feel free to use water instead. It's just a splash so that things don't stick and burn. And that was some Italian seasoning that went in as well. Now in with my zucchini and some garlic. And I cook that until the zucchini is tender. Now that my water is ready, I am going to add my noodles. I use the yellow lentil pasta. I also like the red lentil pasta, and I like the chickpea pasta. I am staying gluten-free on things that I like that are gluten-free, and then using gluten and other stuff now. Now I'm going to add my sauce. This is just 50 calories per serving. And then I'm going to stir this up and then put the lid on it so it doesn't splatter all over my kitchen, because that tomato sauce gets everywhere. Now that my pasta is done, I'm going to take a little bit of that pasta water. I put it in my spaghetti jar just to get some of the bits that were on the bottom. And then I add that pasta water to my spaghetti. It just helps really get the noodles all coated once you throw the noodles in there. And then cover it again, because again, marinara everywhere. I drain that pasta and then add it to the sauce. And I like to use tongs to mix it all together and put it on the plate. Time to make some salads. This is 1 cup of spinach with a little bit of red onion. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of this light northern Italian dressing. It's 1 point for a tablespoon. And then I'm going to use 2 tablespoons total of Parmesan. That's for 1 point. I put 1 on the salad and 1 on my pasta. And then I add a little bit of crushed red pepper onto mine and my husband's pasta, but obviously leaving that off of my kiddos. So there you have it. That is a 4-point dinner that you get 1 point back for spinach. And it's really good and hearty and filling. Right now I get pasta for 0 points, but I am going to change that. Whenever I'm finished with those leftovers, I'm going to redo my quiz. I've only been eating pasta about every other week, which isn't really often enough for me to give up points on the daily basis. So the next time you see what I eat in a day, I'll get more than 21 points a day. I'm going to finish off my night with this chocolate chip cookie dough Yasso bar. I haven't had it yet. Oh my gosh. Tastes like ice cream. It's delicious. This is 5 points. I did have a little bit lighter day today. There are days where I eat more vegetables. There are days where I eat less. As you can tell, I'll put my points here. As you can tell from my weeklies, I obviously had a lot more food this weekend than I ate today. Some days are more points, some days are less points. This is really just meant to be an inspiration to you, maybe give you some food ideas that you didn't have before. This is definitely not me saying you need to eat this way to lose weight. We all have different likes. We all have different needs for our body. This is how I ate today because I followed my hunger cues. I ate when I was hungry. I stopped when I wasn't hungry. I ate what sounded good. I could have had a pear or applesauce. I wanted a Yasso bar, so that's what I had. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.